Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I am Eric, and today I watched WWE Monday Night Raw, episode 1392, which was broadcast on January 27th, 2020. So this episode follows the Royal Rumble 2020, which was super awesome. Listen to my previous episode talking about that really quick. I probably should have spent like twice as long talking about all this stuff. That was great. And then I also completely forgot to talk about SmackDown and 205 Live, which I have not done an episode about, but now it's way too late. So I'm just acknowledging that that episode does not exist, in case you're wondering what the heck. You skipped 1066 and 163 of SmackDown and 205 Live. I did watch them, but it was more of a... Actually, no, I didn't watch all of SmackDown. I kind of skipped around, mostly to see the last segment, which I heard was pretty great. And it was good, but I imagined stuff... When I heard that Bray Wyatt signed the contract in his own blood, I imagined something very different from what actually happened. And with the red light, the blood doesn't... You can't see the blood because the blood ends up being the same color as the paper under the red light. So it wasn't that. It didn't really look like he was until you saw the blood on the paper afterward. Anyway, that's not the point. It was still pretty cool, and I did like that match at the Royal Rumble. But anyway, we also had 205 Live matches. We had Leo Rush versus somebody, and somebody else versus somebody else. And then another one with, I think it was Ari Daivari versus... who did he fight? He fought Tyler Breeze, and Tyler Breeze won, I think. And yeah, it was interesting. We have a new NXT Championship belt. I'm here, or a new Cruiserweight Championship belt. Which, of course, if you've watched Worlds Collide, now has a home around the waist of Jordan Devlin. But that new belt, it's a brand new belt. It says NXT on it, and it has black leather with purple highlights. It's pretty cool. I like it. And we'll see what happens with all of that. Maybe they did make a big deal about it on commentary, but they didn't. I didn't see like big news stories or anything like that, and they didn't present it like hidden or anything. They just brought it out. Angel Garza was wearing it. Anyway, that's my very quick talk about last week's episode of SmackDown and 205 Live. And maybe they did present... No, because Angel Garza didn't arrive. He didn't appear on 205 Live, I don't think. But anyway, let's talk here about this episode of Raw. We opened up with Drew McIntyre coming out. He cuts the chase. It's not my style to draw things out or to be teased or anything like that. So I challenge Brock Lesnar. And he also challenges whoever thinks that they can beat him to a match. And out come the OC minus AJ Styles. Carl Anderson challenges Drew, and Luke Gallows also challenges Drew. And Drew says, I think I know what y'all are thinking. He doesn't say that. He does not say y'all. You both can fight me right now. Let's get a referee out here. So, we get a 2-on-1 handicap match between Drew McIntyre facing off against the OC, and Drew makes short work of them. He piles them up, gets the pinfall, and then out comes Brock Lesnar and attacks Drew McIntyre because he does not appreciate anything about Brock, it would seem. Both challenging him for the championship at WrestleMania, Brock wanted a night off that night, obviously. And then also, I'm sure he doesn't appreciate having been eliminated by Drew McIntyre on at the Royal Rumble. So with this episode, Brock Lesnar has appeared on every episode of Raw so far this year. And I'm not sure if that was even the case last year. He had the championship, the Universal Championship last year, but I don't think he was really even on TV all that much. Well, maybe he was leading up to the Royal Rumble, because he fought, who did he fight that night? I think he fought who did he fight? He defended the championship again. I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Then we had Rey Mysterio versus the returning, I didn't mention this in the Royal Rumble episode, MVP is back, but Rey Mysterio defeated him, and we'll see what else MVP is up to next week. But he beat him with a 619 followed by a springboard splash. So that was a nice ending there. Then we had Aleister Black versus some local guy, and he won, of course. And he says, I'm sick of waiting. I am the one who knocks. He doesn't say those words, but it would have been so awesome if he did. He says, I'll bring the fight to you now. So now he's going to be the one challenging other people, and that's going to be pretty great. Then we had a tag team championship match. Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy, the new Raw tag team champions, versus Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. I almost said Joe Styles for some reason. I didn't write Joe. I just wrote Joe. Anyway, before the match, AOP is confirmed to be in Seth's private locker room right now. And so Kevin and Joe are like, cool, then we don't have to look for them. And the Viking Raiders attack them backstage. So it looks like they might have a chance of beating the Monday Night Messiah and his buddy disciple Murphy. But Buddy gets a roll-up after Kevin Owens gets distracted by Seth and hits him with a stunner instead of Buddy Murphy. But if he had gone for the stunner on Buddy Murphy, then Seth would have attacked Kevin, and it would have been the same. They would still be champions either way. So good move by Seth, I suppose. He did have to eat a stunner for that. Becky, she starts her interview kind of somberly, but then she says, "I really am in another league. I'm the best. It's great," as of like that. So that was kind of a fun interview. She says, "The next ass I beat, I'll want to instead of having to." So it'll be interesting to see whose asses she's interested in. Andrade faced Humberto Carillo for the United States Championship again, but Humberto won via disqualification because Zelina broke up a pinfall, and that is not allowed. And then Humberto, very, very angry about this, DDTs Andrade into the concrete, and Zelina is horrified. And now it is revealed that Andrade will not be on TV for 30 days because he's been suspended due to a first violation of wellness policies. Lots of speculation about what that might have been. Is Charlotte a bad influence? Maybe is she bad Charlotte? Yeah, a little bit. But anyway, it's interesting that he did not lose the championship then, but hopefully we'll have Zelina on screen a lot in the meantime, keeping this story going with Humberto and Rey and whoever else wants to challenge Zelina for the United States Championship. That would be kind of funny if she was like, okay, he gave it to me, so I'm the U.S. champion right now. So let's do this. But anyway, let's see. Charlotte comes out and brags about how she's Charlotte. And she challenges. She said that she's going to challenge for a championship. She's drawing it out. She's not being forthright like Drew McIntyre was. Asuka comes out and she says, "Yay, congratulations. Ha, whatever. If I was in the match, I would have won." And she and Kyrie attack Charlotte, and we get Asuka versus Charlotte, which ends in a disqualification when Kyrie hits the insane elbow on Charlotte while she's doing a figure eight. And Kyrie starts to get a little bit of retribution, revenge for the mistreatment she's had at the hands of Charlotte, particularly in the TLC match. But Charlotte comes out on top. and we'll see what happens. We might see what happens a lot sooner than next Monday or even this Friday. We'll see. Kelly is backstage talking to the Street Profits, and Dawkins is trying to flirt, and it comes up with all kinds of nicknames playing off of Doc, like the Doc Knight and Doc Vader, and it's very strange, but it's pretty funny. Then we had Mojo Rawley, the 24/7 champion, make his entrance with Riddick Moss, unexpected Riddy Mo. That's pretty exciting. But he reiterates that this is no longer a hide-and-seek champion. He will accept challenges from anybody. He is not going to run away. Noeo Jose challenges him. They have a match, and Mojo Rawley wins. But dressed as a cheeseburger, R-Truth rolls up Mojo Rawley to win the championship very temporarily. Because Mojo attacks him right back and wins the championship once again. So this is a nice, interesting, different spin on the 24/7 championship. Instead of having people being chased around and all of that, it's a little bit more focused, a little bit less wacky. There's still some wackiness into it, but it is wackiness that is deflected by Mojo Rawley's serious armor, whatever any of that means. I don't know. Then we had Liv Morgan versus Lana, and Liv won after hitting a flatliner, so that's awesome. Finally, Liv gets a win here. She lost the last two matches, or however many matches she's had so far since returning. So this could be a real great tipping point. No appearance by Lashley or Rusev at the Royal Rumble or on this night. So what's going on with them? What are they up to? Are they off together? Could it be on purpose that this is happening? That it's all part of the story? I don't know. Then we had Eric Rowan versus some guy. He won, of course. No real further development with the stuff, whatever's in his cage. He didn't even do the bloody Iron Claw. But then the highlight of the episode. Edge made his return at the Royal Rumble the previous night, and now he's here to tell us what's going on. The main thing that I took away from this promo was that whenever he asks what if, he works to make that what if go away. And then Randy Orton comes out, and Randy Orton asks, what if Rated RKO got back together? And there's yes chants. Everybody's going crazy. And Edge looks pretty happy about that, the idea of that. And Randy is the one who makes that what if disappear by hitting Edge with an RKO. Kicking him. I think he kicked him a few times. I can't remember exactly who went got a chair. I think he hit him with the chair before he... maybe he didn't even kick him. But he definitely got a chair, hit him with it, and then had his head set up in the chair. He was going to jump off of the post and basically kill him with a chair. But he sides against that, and then comes back and sandwiches his puts his head on top of a chair, and then hits it with another chair, smashing his head, and then he gets taken away to a local medical facility and all of that. So here we go. Randy Orton versus Edge. When will this happen? Soon? Is this the WrestleMania match, or is this going to happen as quickly as Super Showdown in February, or whenever that show actually is going to happen? If it is a show, I don't know. But I am excited. It's a great. I mean, Randy, he's been a face since he came over to Raw, which I think was a mistake. It was a mistake for him to be separated from the Revival in the first place, because they had a really good thing going there. But and it would have made so much sense if the Revival also came to Raw. They could have 3 versus 3 on the OC versus FTRKO. It was just be perfect. But they didn't go with that. I don't know why. But now again, things change, and Randy is back on the side, on the dark side where he should have been all along, I think. And we're gonna get this feud, and that's pretty great. But the name of this episode is that Edge said that he wanted to come back home, and everybody chants welcome home, and all that. And I thought it was also kind of nice because I was also back home to watch this episode, because I was going to be in Texas, stay in Texas, and drive to San Antonio to go to this show in person. But instead, I decided to come back home, and I think it was mostly a good. It was a good decision, because all this was just. It would have been cool to see some of this in person, but there weren't any Well, there were two title changes. It was a 24/7 championship, but I didn't mind that I was watching the TV version of this one. It was a pretty solid episode. Things that were missing, I don't know what was missing from this episode. We had appearance by Becky. That was nice. We had Asuka they had a pretty long match. It went across like 3 different segments. With at least two commercial breaks, Charlotte versus Asuka. So that was really nice too. So I don't know. I don't feel like I was really missing all that much other than Rusev being around. But I'd say I was pretty satisfied with this episode. And I'm looking forward to see what happens next. I mean, it helps a lot opening up with the winner of the Royal Rumble, and the winner of the Royal Rumble is awesome. I think that helps a whole lot. And then closing the show with Edge is awesome. Like, yeah, great stuff throughout this episode. So overall, satisfying. Okay, that's it. Let me know what you thought about this episode of Raw by tweeting. Oh, also, I have to mention this. I'm recording this right before NXT on Wednesday. And last night on Tuesday, I went to see Poppy at the Gothic Theater in Denver, and that was super fun. And I'm going to go see her again. I'm planning on going to see her again in New Mexico. I think is it in Santa? Might be in Santa Fe, or closer to Albuquerque. It might be in, I don't know. I don't remember exactly where it is, but it's somewhere down there. And I'm super excited for that. So if you have a chance to see Poppy and you like her music, if you don't like her music, then I don't recommend going to the concert, because that's what the concert is. But if you do dig her music and her new album, especially, go check her out. The tickets aren't very expensive, at least to the couple of shows that I am went to, and will go, whatever. Like $30, maybe somewhere around there, give or take $10. So I recommend it. Check Poppy out. All right, that is it. Let me know what you thought about this episode by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe out there in all of the infinite multiverses, and I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.